What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Barca Reacts. But guys, in today's video, we will be talking about Hansi Flick, what he must do to ensure success at Barcelona. In 2025, we have already won a trophy. But guys, honestly, I think that La Liga, I think that Copa del Rey, I think that UCL, I don't know about UCL, but guys, I think that there is still a lot on the table for Barcelona to win. Honestly, guys. But guys, I'm going to talk about it all. Make sure that you stay till the end. This video is going to be a banger. But guys, remember to like this video up. Like target for today, 12 likes. And guys, subscribe if you guys haven't. Road to 700 subs. And guys, give me your thoughts down below. Has it been a good season so far for Barcelona? Because for me, Hansi Flick was the manager that I wanted, I was making videos before saying Hansi Flick, he is the guy that Barcelona needed to get. But to be honest, guys, this season, I would say it has been a good season, but I think that there is the potential for so much more still, honestly. But guys, let's get straight into it because Robert Lewandowski, right? I feel like that he is the first talking point that I want to address because Hansi Flick, I feel like that he's getting the absolute best out of Robert Lewandowski. Robert Lewandowski, he has 30 goals and 3 assists, and you would think that he is having the season of his life. You would think that he has turned back the clock because February has just started and he already has 33 GA in 32 games, which is actually very, very impressive. I'm not going to lie. And Robert Lewandowski, thank you for being clutch, taking your chance, one of not many against Alaves, and he actually got us away with 3 points in that game. But guys, honestly, if we're speaking the truth about Robert Lewandowski, I would say that, honestly, guys, it has not been the best season for him, right? Outside of the first 3 months, I would say that Robert Lewandowski, we see the errors, we see the flaws of him. He is getting old, and I feel like that you could say the stats, you could say he's the best striker in the world, but that's not being genuine. I feel like the stats, to be honest, guys, I think it is deceiving, I think that Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Rafinha, Casado, Dani Olmo, you're playing with so many guys who are chance creators, so many playmakers, so many guys that get assists. I think that Robert Lewandowski, I'm not saying that he's hampering the team, but I think that Hansi Flick, he needs to ultimately rotate Robert Lewandowski because I don't think that he should be a bona fide starter in this team, right? I think that, honestly, he should be a rotational starter. Yes, he starts, but honestly, in every 5 games, I feel like that he should only start 3 because when we have seen him drop, let's say the performances against Real Betis, Dani Olmo was the false 9. That worked amazingly. 5-1 against Real Betis. 7-1 against Valencia when Ferran Torres started as striker. Also 5-1 amidst our horrible run to end 2024 against Mallorca, and Ferran Torres once again was starting in place of Robert Lewandowski. And honestly, guys, I trust Lamine Yamal and Rafinha to show up in the big games, to show up in most of these La Liga games. Honestly, I truly do. I am sold on Rafinha, after that Benfica game. He is reminding me of Mo Salah, he is leaving with something, even if it's not his best cameo, even if it's not his best game. And Lamine Yamal, I think that he is offensively, I think he's our best player, right? But guys, I have to be so real with you guys, right? I think that Lewandowski, sometimes he really does hamper us, When I see us score 5 goals twice against Real Betis and Mallorca, and then 7 against Valencia, and you could say, oh, Valencia, they're not the best. Well, Real Betis are a good team, When Robert Lewandowski played that game, we tied 2-2 to them, I believe, earlier in the season. So I think that Robert Lewandowski, will Hansi Flick drop him later on more often throughout this year? Because I think that if you do that, first of all, you get a more fresh Robert Lewandowski when he comes on off the bench, off the bench against Valencia. He looked the most explosive I have seen in so long, to be honest. But I think that he could also do this Luke de Jong role very, very well. I think that he's more talented than Luke de Jong. Luke de Jong might be a better header, but everything else Robert Lewandowski has over him. So I think that off the bench, Robert Lewandowski, not many teams have a number 9 like him. And I feel like that the attack, honestly, guys, is more fluid with Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and insert whoever player you want, Dani Olmo or Ferran Torres. It doesn't really matter, guys, because without Robert Lewandowski, let's be real, guys, we have put up some amazing offensive clinics, right? But guys, my question to Hansi Flick is that, will he drop him? Will he drop Robert Lewandowski if he's not playing good, If he is altering the team, stopping the team, halting them from playing better. Because honestly, I remember last season when Xavi was the manager, I feel like that Xavi didn't have the ego to drop Robert Lewandowski. But Hansi Flick, this guy. That's one of the reasons why I actually wanted him. in at Barcelona was because Hansi Flick, you have a connection with Robert Lewandowski, so I think that it will be easier for him to drop him. Because I think that if we drop Robert Lewandowski and he's like a starting rotational player for us, similar to Gavi, you know what I'm saying? I think that you're going to get the best out of him and you're going to get the best out of the team. I think that ensures the most dubs possible for Barcelona. You know, offensively, I think that would be the right move. And guys, the next move that I would make is that the defense. I feel like that Hansi Flick, I think he needs to get the starters in for the defense. I know he likes Koundé. I know he likes Balde. But who are your starting center backs, Hansi Flick? Is it Ronald Araujo? Is it Cabarsi? Is it Inigo Martinez? I feel like this defense, it is not good. We already know Flick's tactical approach. He likes the high line, right? He likes the high line at the halfway line. And I feel like that, as much as it's a risky approach, if you're pressing right, we have seen the best of it. You know what I'm saying? Against Valencia, I would say, against Real Betis, two of the games that I've said, we have seen it worked very, very good in the Spanish Super Cup final, right, against Real Madrid. It has worked very well. But I would say the high line, I really think that, you know, Cabarsi and Araujo, potentially, that really should be the center backs that he should start. And I think also, later in games, Hansi Flick, can you drop the high line just a little bit when it's the 80th minute? We're up 2 goals, because I remember games against Celta Vigo, against Real Betis earlier in the season, where I think that the defense honestly costed us the games. But honestly, it was because of that high line. It was too high. It was ridiculous high. And I think that Hansi Flick, if he adapts a little bit to La Liga, you know, I feel like that in Spanish football, it's not as open as German football. I think that these teams, they're more rigid, they're more compact, they're more deadlier on the counter, you know. They will be more patient to, like, you know what I'm saying, get in behind. But I think that Hansi Flick, if he can adapt, find the best defense, if the defense can just get 20% better, I think that will take us a long way. Because against the big teams, you know, when I'm talking about PSG potentially, you know, who knows if we're going to play Inter Milan, if we're going to play Arsenal against Atletico Madrid, maybe in the Champions League and in La Liga, I think that the defense, it's going to have to be A1. You know what I'm saying? We cannot make mistakes. We cannot be conceding goals for fun like we have been for the most part this season, right? We're going to have to be a serious team defensively, right? And I think that outside of Real Madrid, I think that for the most part, the defense has been pretty shaky. I think that, honestly, Hansi Flick, if he can figure it out, if he can tweak it somehow, some way, I think it'll go a long way. Because, guys, I do not think our season is over, honestly. A lot of people were writing off La Liga. I think that that was ludicrous. I thought that you cannot write off La Liga until it is mathematically very, very, you know what I'm saying, surprising to win. But Hansi Flick, he's the manager that I wanted. I hope that in the business part of the season, he addresses these changes. But guys, that said, I feel like that those are the two things that Hansi Flick, the million-dollar questions for me, at least. Will Hansi Flick, will he rotate Robert Lewandowski? Will he drop Lewandowski when it's time to be done so? And will he tweak this defense in a way that will help them? You know what I'm saying? Offense wins you games, but defense, they win you titles. And Hansi Flick, as much as I love the offensive juggernaut of a team that we are, I have to be real. This defense, you know, it's lacking something. It's too leaky for me. And Hansi Flick, if you can get the balance right with this team, I think that this team can go a long way to winning trophies. Not just the Copa del Rey, which is an absolute must-win. By the way, guys, we have a game against Valencia. It's an absolute must-win because we have a ticket to go to the semifinals of that competition. But guys, what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching. By the way, guys, I have been streaming. I have been putting out a lot of content. So guys, the least you guys can do is like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. You know, any opinions. But guys, that's it for me. And thank you guys for watching. See y'all in the next one. And Visca Barca.